Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? Happy hump day, happy Wednesday. We got the feds announcing are they cutting the rates? Are they not? Are they cutting? Are they not? I guess we're going to have to find out and see what exactly they have to say on that. So, with that being said, I just want to come on here and share with you guys why Hey, I guess my mic wasn't on. Today's FOMOC day, Fed day. They going to cut the rates, or they not going to cut the rates? They cutting it? They not cutting it? I guess we're about to find out. All right. With that being said, I'm going to give you a quick rundown recap of why I called out some of the trades that I did today and how I was able to make $600 on the future side. Same pattern, same setup over and over. Iced coffee loaded. Cheers. But none of this is possible without the three pillars of success. What are they? They are pillar number one, trading your vehicle, trading your plan. Pillar number two, staying consistent, the consistency pillar. Pillar number three, using proper risk management. Without any of those three things, you are not going to succeed for the long haul. You might win today and tomorrow, but the probability of you lasting a long time is a lot less. Trust me, I've been there. When I started in 2016, it took me a couple years to understand this, and fast forward to here we are today. We link arms and we have fun together. So, all right, let's rock and roll. Let's check it out. How we navigated today's market. On this first chart, I do live trade stock options and futures, and I'll show you exactly what we did today. But the first couple charts are going to be futures for my futures traders, and then the next two charts I'm going to show you is some of the options trades that we did call out. So, first chart here, we have our three levels. Here's a pivot here, here's a pivot here, and there's a pivot down there. Coming into this at the time, if you look up here, where that up here where my cursor is circling, you have this Swingmaster Pro AI, one of our proprietary indicators we use in our group. The 2-minute and 5-minute was green, but when the candle turned red here, the 2-minute was red. So I didn't like a breakdown on it. I preferred a breakout. And what really was telltaling on this was if the candle's red and you get this long wick right there, but the 5-minute is still in an uptrend, you could take a breakout right there. I call it a little bit more aggressive because you have one out of two things in your favor. If you come down to this chart right here where the arrow's at, a 2 out of 2 entry qualified signal is when a candle hits the pivot, then you take the breakout in sync of the color of the trend. Now this is on a 5-minute chart, so you don't have to go back and trade on the 2-minute, but you could have taken that. I said, well, guys, to be a little bit safer, I want to break out right above this level right there. And once that candle did turn green, I did like the breakout, called the breakout for the calls there. Down here was my stop out. And on this push up right there, boom, there was one winning trade on ES. So that's why I did call out what I called out in our live room every single day. This is today, October 29th. The next trade, this candle, come up, it hits our pivot. We take a breakout right there. You could have taken this trade as well, right here for a call, and you can see price did push up. It's not much today. It is Wednesday. We do take profits a lot quicker, but that's how you could have traded out. Now, coming back down here to this, you have our 5-minute is still green at this time. You have this green bar hit this pivot. We do have some people that took the call here. Down here was your stop out. We came up. It was a loser and then bounced back up again, and we just took some profits to go risk-free. That was a lackluster type move. Now our 5-minute is red, and then we just got this red trade right there. I did not take this one. I am done for the day, but this is another qualified short signal, and you can see where price is pushing out in your favor, or I should say down in your favor on the sells. So I was able to get a good ES winner on that right there. Coming down here to this next chart, NQ. This is what we did call out. Same kind of setup right here. The 5-minute was green. Right now, you see how it's in sync to the downside. I would love to take this pivot break to the downside because now things are in our favor with the stop out right here. We'll see if it plays out. I'm going to erase it though, so you can see where I'm talking. Coming into this morning though. I did like I did like a breakout right above here. It's a little bit more aggressive, or a little bit down, I should say, right there. Here's your trade playing out. Look at it. Anybody still listening? There is 13 NQ points. Go risk free. Boom. Easy money. Still falling. I'm not in this one. I'm sending all you guys watching an invoice. All right. No, I'm just kidding. So, coming into the market today, I did like a breakout right there. Our 5 minute was green, but our 2 minute at the time was red. But you see these wicks right there? Anytime I trade against and I go for a 1 out of 2 is when we do have wicks and give us like a pin bar type candle. But I typically like bigger ones. So I was like, you know what? Just keep an eye on it. If it does break it and you're aggressive, we take a call there. That was my first winning trade. Then the next winning trade was this green bar right here. Hit our magnet. Here was my entry right there. I took the call here, came back down. This is my stop out. I'm like, man, it's getting real close, but don't you do it to me today. And guess what happened? Still following the plan. Price pushed up, came up, come back down, came up. I'm in my trail stop right here, and boom, I'm out of the trade. So there was two NQ winning trades on that, and at the time I did get that one ES trade, and I was happy. My goal is to get green, stay green in the first 30 to 45 minutes of the trading session, trade the open, and that's kind of what we do. The next qualified setup here on NQ was this pivot break right here. I told the team I don't like it. It is a qualified buy. I'm not taking it because I'm not giving it back, because Wednesdays are typically a little bit more of a difficult day. And then you got the news coming out at 2. So I would expect the market to kind of consolidate a little bit, but there's people that took it. And as you see, you did get your 10 or 15 NQ points again right there, and you go about your day. Then the next trade came down. You have a pivot break right here, hit the line. You could have taken your call right there. And then as you see, it pushes up. There you go. And then NQ, you do got the pivot break right here. We just talked about it. You saw it drop. You saw it drop 20 NQ points right there, give or take, for another nice little scalp to the downside. The other trade I did take was CL. I took a breakout right here. In the morning, our next qualified breakout entry was right there, and that was another winner. So that's how we navigated the futures market using the same pattern, the same tools over and over and over again. Now, for my stock options traders, some people don't like to trade futures, and that's totally fine. Check this out right here. What colors are candles? They red. I called a breakdown right here, and we did we on that first bar, I bumped it a little bit. We called a breakdown right here, and your stop out would be up here. And check out what happened in 4 minutes. Boom, there you go. There's a nice easy trade on the short if you took that. Then price did come back up right up here. And if we break our magnet, you could be a little bit more aggressive. Some people did call a breakout right here with another technique we have, which was a ceiling break. And you see it push up about $2.5 on the share side. So we do have a couple different tools in our toolbox that we like to use, but I'm just sharing with you one of our tools that we have right there. So on the pivot trades, you would have traded it just like this. With the candles being red, you would have taken your breakdown right there. You would have taken your breakdown right here, and then price melts down, and you're potentially getting a breakdown. Nope, that's not a pivot. Right here, hit a pivot. If it breaks this low, you're going to get another potential short opportunity. But the goal is not to trade all day. Remember that. The goal is to get green and stay green. The next trade I called, I'm going to go to another chart here. We have our SPX Lotto. The power with this is if you see this Lotto target, it automatically populates. It tells us what strike we should take on the options to give us a probability of getting 50 to 100% ROI, and that's how we navigate and push forward. So as you can see, the candles were green. I took a breakout right there, pushed up, thought we were going to take a loss, and then it pushed up, and we're good. The reason I thought it was going to take a loss is because this same strategy right here, we called it out 11 days now. Today is our 11th day in a row of getting a winning trade, of getting a winning bag on SPX. Unfortunately, I took a little bit less contracts because I know a loss is coming up sooner than not. But Once again, you see the power of following the plan and doing this for the day trading side. Some people say, well, Brandon, I don't day trade. I like to swing trade. I'm going to put up a random symbol here. I'm going to put up Microsoft. Everybody knows Microsoft here. And we're going to put this on the daily time frame, right? And see what we get. So what happens here is you can see I like to day trade for my job. I like to swing trade to help grow my account. And I like to use the profits of both to invest, right? Well, what if I told you there was a way for us to get high probability setups and systems, whether we're in an uptrend or a downtrend? And I'm going to show you that right here. A pattern so simple that even a middle schooler could get. Well, you wait for a red candle, red arrow to populate. Does price expand in your favor? Yep. Red candle, red arrow. Does price expand in your favor? Well, you would have got stopped out right there, so that one didn't. This one did, this one did, this one did. Now you flip it and you take a green candle, green arrow. Here's a call entry. Before earnings, you got to push up. There's another winner. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And with that loss, 5 and 1. Here's a green candle, green arrow, 6 and 1. Green candle, green arrow, 7 and 1. Green candle, green arrow, 8 and 1. Green candle, green arrow, 9 and 1. So if you had a 90% probability to just swing trade and you wait for a probability or a setup to present itself just like this, is that something you could do on a swing trade side? Absolutely. That's just one technique that we have inside of this that we do train and educate people on for the long haul, right? So there's multiple tools. We sell options, we buy options, we do verticals, and we brings us to our next investment vehicle, which is our investing. So now let's take this same Microsoft and let's put it down here on a weekly time frame, right? I like to consider this like a real estate method because you sit here and sit back and you wait for buy opportunities only, right? And we can set alerts to only get to buy opportunities. Right here's one buy. Right here is another buy. Right here's another buy. Right there's a buy. And right there's another buy. So in the last 4 years, 4.5 years, we had 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 4 buy opportunities. Guess what? They're all in profits. Do you see that? They are all in profits. So let's say you had $500 and you put $500 into this trade, right? Your $500 right here at 160, up here at 320, it is up 100%. That happened in about a year. Now keep this in mind, about a year and a half. Now keep in mind, every 4 of these green E's, or I'm sorry, the blue D's, that is a dividend. You get a dividend just for holding this company. So while you're sitting and waiting for it to push up, your $500 right here is now worth 1K, right? It's actually worth more because you're collecting a dividend every month, or I'm sorry, every quarter. But then 4 quarters in the year is what's going to give you your 3, 4, 5%, whatever that company gives you as a dividend. So now, when it's up 1K, sell out, put $500 up here on the side. Then when you get another buy, you can put your 500 back. Now you have 1K. If you bought it here and bought it here, now your cost basis is right there. So at 280, price ends up expanding to the upside, almost 100%. That's about, we'll just say 50%. So now your 1K is worth 1,500. Sell out again right there. Wow, it's worth more because guess what? You now collected 3, 6, 9, 12, and almost 15% just for holding it over those quarters, right? So I'm going to erase this, make it a little bit cleaner. Now you sell out, let your $500 ride, and now you got 1K back here on the side while you're invested in Netflix. Now this is where the true power starts. Now you pick another company, right, that you invest in, and what's something that you believe in. Let's say, let's go waste management. All right, let's do the same thing with waste management. Okay, we on the weekly time frame. You have a buy right here. You have a buy right there. You have a buy here. You have a buy here. You have a buy here. So now you have $500 in a Microsoft. This also pays a dividend, a real good one. And now you got 1K. So say you put your $500 into the trade right here, right? All the way up there, your $500 is almost about 1,000. with the dividends including. So now what do you do, right? You could sell out. You could sell out a 500 and bring 500 back to the pot, and now you're back to 1K on the side. Now you got $500 in this stock, $500 into Microsoft while you're collecting a dividend just for sitting here holding it. And guess what happens? Well, as it expands, right, you might put another buy in right here and put another 500 in. You get another buy here and put another 500 in. Now you have $1,500 in this pot. You have nothing on the side, which that's okay when you're starting out, right? So then your cost average is about right here, 140. And when it gets all the way up here to almost to 240, that is about, it's about 75%. But let's say your 1,500 up here is worth, we'll just say 2K. Sell out, right? Let $500 ride, which is still in profits. And now you have $1,500 here on the side. So I'm going to circle this, and we're going to clean all this up. Now it's going to get a lot more fun because now you have an opportunity to invest in a third company. So everyone knows what crypto is. Let's do GBTC. Everyone knows what Bitcoin is. We can buy this with a high probability. And now check it out. You're now invested in Microsoft. You're now invested in waste management. Now we do the same exact thing here on Bitcoin. There's a buy. Here's a buy. Here's a buy. Here's a buy. All right. So now you might put in $500 here at this price at 12. Well, up here at 24, there's 100%. There's 1K. Up here at 36, right? Up here at 36, where's 36? There's $1,500. Up here at 40, what is it? 12, 24, 36 at 48. Right there is 2K. Guess what? Sell out, let 1K ride, bring 1K back. Now you have 3K sitting off to your side in the account. Guess what? It resets. You buy it again right here, and you got what? You got 1K let into the account again. So now you got 2K total invested. Price pushes up from, where's this buy? 36 up here to 56. And let's say you want to take profits and scale out. Well, if you're 2K, it might be worth 3K up here. Sell out, let 1K ride, and then now you're coming back. Now you got 4K on the side. All right, now check this out. Here's a textbook example of why, when you invest, I want to ask you, why don't you take profits? All right, so hear me out. Say you put in 1K here, right, and your 1K is worth 5K up here. Now your 5K is back down worth to 2K. Now it's back up here to 5K. Now it's worth 500 or 600 bucks. You left all this money on the table. Has that happened to you before? If you're watching this recording, that has happened to you, put a beast mode or a BMT in the box. So many people think just because you're in an investment, you can hold it for the long term. But remember this, your account doesn't pay you until you take profits, right? So with that being said, that is why anytime we have a strong push up, I'm protecting myself. In our insider tips group where we share these investment type trades, we're always telling people once you go up 10, 15%, you can either take profits or go risk free. And that's how easy trading can be. So check it out. We now, with this same technique, have 4K on the side. We got 1K or 2K in the account. Back down here at this buy, we're going to bring in another K. And well, let's say we just have 2K, right? At 2K, or we put in another 1,000, we have 3K. Now we got 3K back. I'm going to double circle this. Left on the side account. Right here at 15, it goes up to 30. That's 6K right now. I'm sorry, but if my investment went up that much, I'm selling out and I'm letting 1 or 2K ride. And then as it keeps pushing up, your 2K is worth 4K here. Guess what? I just collected, I'm going to sell it again, let 2K ride. I just collected 4 and 2, 6K. I have 9K now in an account in over 5 years. I just went from having 500 bucks to $9,000. Now I got 2K in Bitcoin in the stock market. I got 1K in waste management, and I got $500 to $1,000 in Microsoft. Now I add another company in when it gives us this buy. You see the power of getting started? The best time to start was 20 years ago. The next best time to start is today. When that next buy comes in, I want you to be prepared. Is everybody following me? So with that being said, that is how we day trade. We can swing trade and how we invest. And that's just one technique we have inside of our community that I'm sharing with you. And we have multiple trading styles within this same exact custom tool that we have proprietary in-house. The reason why is because my risk tolerance might be different than yours, and that's okay. Get a plan that resonates with your risk tolerance so that you can trade the plan, you can follow it, and you can stay consistent. With that being said, it is Wednesday. I'm done for the day. 600 bucks on futures. I got about $200 on stock options. Not my 1K target, but we green. Remember this: $365 a day or $350 a day on average is about 100K at the end of the year. That's more than the average person makes at your house, wherever you're at, whether you're working and doing this in the first 30 to 45 minutes in a day. And that's how simplified day trading can be. If you don't day trade, I just showed you just one technique of how we swing trade. And if you don't like either, I showed you how simplified investing can be. Get in the game if you're not. Hey, with that being said, you guys have a blessed one. Catch me on the next one. Have faith. Praise to the Most High. Beast mode out.